Speak a little bit about the Helix method. I've been in the healing industry for 50 years, and I've done all kinds of things throughout those 50 years. And I want to say this to you. Nothing has shifted my personal life or the life of my clients faster than working with the amazing set of skills and tools that come with the Helix method. So if you're looking for something to explore that's going to enhance your practice as well as your personal life and give you a heads up like nothing you've ever seen, my strong recommendation is that you check out the Helix method.
The amount of energy and wisdom and guidance that she's actually provided for us has been absolutely phenomenal. And I obviously been in the challenge and I've just seen everybody just create some magic. Literally, it's been so amazing. So thank you so much, Lou, first of all, for actually creating this space and providing this space for us all.
I just want to pop in here really quickly to say that if any of you are thinking about doing a pressure X training with Lou, seriously guys, don't hesitate. It's a no-brainer.
One, it has expanded my business. I met last year's goals back in August, and it's continuing to go from there. Really understood and discovered what resistance felt like in my body. I definitely understand the other side of that, and I now know what alignment feels like, and I understand how much easier it is to bring in the things that you want. What it has also helped me to do is to develop my own fine-tuning skills. And as I move through this program and I feel into the energies that I am actually releasing through each module, what it has allowed for me to do is to feel that in others. And so as an intuitive, I'm now able to transcribe that energy with my clients, which has allowed for them to have even more profound results, which is amazing. I've discovered a community that is so supportive and so loving. The women in this group are amazing, and Lou is amazing.
So by signing up with it, the benefit from the Wealth Portal for me personally was the guidance that I had from Louisa. It changed everything hugely. I might not yet have finished the course, but I am so excited of how far things have come so far already. My business has changed and moved into so many different directions that I would never ever have felt possible before because of my fear of being seen.
I've stepped out of my comfort zone so many times. I am growing in confidence and courage daily, and you'll stop listening to these stories you've been telling yourself, saying that you're not good enough, that you can't do this, you can't do that. Working with Louisa will change your life. It will improve your life. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Working with Louisa is incredible.
I could use the universal laws to live an effortless life because I'm trusting in the universe to provide me with everything that I need, and probably more than I need, as long as I'm doing the work of clearing my resistance. But now I'm much more aware of being generous towards myself, firstly, and that has a knock-on effect really, because by being generous to myself, others are more generous towards me, and you know, the universe provides when more of what you focus on. Sometimes you can recognize your own, your own resistances in what they're talking about too, and with the fact that they're with you, it helps. Sometimes that you just grow in your confidence and self-belief, and then everything changes from there. You've transformed your energy, and things just grow.
Welcome everybody. Welcome. How are we all? I cannot wait for our time together. Welcome, welcome. Let's see who is here. We have Sarah, Jacqueline, Patricia, Joyce, Aurella, Beck, Susanna, Martia, Sheila. Oh, fantastic. Sharida. Welcome everybody. Moses is here. Awesome. Welcome everybody who is catching the replay. We have a special guest, Jenny, in the house. Very, very excited. Welcome everybody. We're going to be diving into wealth energetics case studies today. So, and of course, you are your own case study. So I invite you to consider, what is the story that you're creating, the story of your own transformation? What's it going to be? Would love to hear all your insights, your celebrations, what your intended story of transformation is going to be in the chat. We're going to dive into all these things. So today we're diving into what this all looks like in real life. We have the fabulous Jenny with us, who's going to be sharing her story shortly. And Jenny, like you guys, came into my world via one of our masterclasses, and then she did the Wealth Portal with me and trained as a Helix Method mentor. Welcome everybody who's just joining us. So, and I'll share some case studies that show how my clients have expanded their wealth consciousness. So you can see how you can do too. Hi Deb, welcome, welcome. And a quick reminder, remember that we have got our bonus on my perspectives on how the 6 energetic blocks can show up in receiving on Thursday. But just as a heads up, it's at the earlier time of 1 p.m. British summertime. So I'm so excited to do this. Alrighty, so as everyone is still just jumping in and finding us, let's just take a moment just to set our intention for our time together. So just bringing all of your energy back to the here and now, just giving yourself a nice couple of deep breaths in and out. And just consider, what is your intention? Why have you rocked up to this masterclass and gifted yourself this time together? Just to reconnect with that intention. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how expansive and aligned are you feeling to your intentions for what you're wanting to create over the next 30 days, over the next 90 days? Welcome, everybody. And as you're popping it into the chat, remembering that if I don't see it right now, I do go back and read every single comment. So I do appreciate all your comments. It enables me to be able to respond to them for you. Any questions, do pop them in the chat as well as we go. So just to recap, I've shared with you your path to breakthrough, the steps to focus on to mastering wealth energetics so that you can have that breakthrough and, importantly, hold the transformation. And I know that you're no stranger to success. You have had it in all different aspects of life. Maybe in business, career, that first 6 figures, the multi-6 figures, the 7 figures. Everybody's in different stages of businesses here. But it's that piece, isn't it, that what can start to happen is, despite doing the right things, and if growing or scaling the business to that next level and creating that dream life is actually feeling like you're pushing that treacle up a hill, it isn't about trying harder. Many of you have said that, done that, got burnt out. But it's actually about addressing what's quietly holding you back. So let's recalibrate your energy and boldly claim that next level of success. Does that sound good? Because the world needs you to be wealthy to make the impact that you're here to make. And it has been my complete joy to introduce you to Helixing this week. So thank you so much for being with us. And with our Helix Method, a Helix Method, as you've experienced, it's an energy psychology modality rooted in science and spirituality. And this is where we dive in. We're balancing the deep energetics, the deep inner healing work, alongside impactful manifestation rituals so that you can create the reality that you desire. And I know Sarah was asking, what's your story? I was saving it for today. And I wanted to share my story and some of our clients' case studies, as I think we learn so much from witnessing different journeys. And we've been running as a company, I can't believe it, it's over 8 years now, which just blows my mind because it feels like yesterday. It's just gone by in a nanosecond, and we've helped over 10,000 entrepreneurs to break through their upper limits. I've taught and trained now over 75 coaches and healers in our Helix method through energy, psychology mastery, and the Akashic records. And what I share and teach is how I've helped my clients have phenomenal results. And my clients tell me all the time that the Helix method is rapid and more powerful because we're focusing on the deep energetics, and that gives them the confidence in what they offer. As that they can then have 100% conviction and certainty, and how that they can then help their clients when they're trained in this methodology. And I would say that many of our clients who do come into the certification side of things have already trained in other modalities, and then they step into the Helix method because they want to enhance their skill set and keep, growing and expanding. And what I teach in the Helix method is how I expand my consciousness and continue to do so, how I break through my own upper limits. And it has all come from my own journey. And I think there's some key moments along my journey that I wanted to share with you, share the lineage of how the Helix method has evolved. My background is in psychology. I've got a psychology degree, counseling postgrad diploma, and part 1 of an MBA. And I'm a certified coach, and then trained in all other things. And for over 20 years, I've been leading change, helping people to improve their performance. And as part of that, I was leading developing multi-million-pound services for social services. I did that for over 13 years and was a leader in their coaching and mentoring program. So to help people improve their performance in leadership in teams, and developing the leaders and helping people to get to that next level that they wanted to in their career. I often found myself actually finding that people needed to leave their job and they wanted to actually go and start up their own business. And then I finally listened to the wisdom that I was giving other people and did that for myself. But at the time when I was working for social services, it was really hard work. It was incredibly stressful jobs. And, if you kind of hear social services, if it when I say I was leading on managing change, change programs across, it was when I was doing it for adult social care at one point, it was over 1,000 staff were involved, of which 200 were at risk of redundancy. That's not going to make friends. So you can imagine the toxic environment that I was working in, the drama, the dynamics that would play out in those scenarios. People would project and transfer their family dynamics onto you as the leader, and team members weren't aware of that, but of course we were aware of that as leaders. Their nervous systems are completely triggered when you're going through managing change. Completely get it. I went through my own risk of redundancy about 4 times whilst I was in social services. They love to do that, redefining organizations. And so it was an incredibly stressful time. And the reason why I share that, because all of this experience and expertise I brought into because I really understand human behavior, as well as the services that I was developing whilst I was working in social care. So developing services for those affected by domestic abuse, sexual abuse, drug and alcohol, homelessness, preventing radicalization, trafficking. And prior to that time when I was doing that, I was managing dementia care units, mental health units where people were sectioned, and home care for the elderly. So that piece was around trying to stop people from going and staying into hospital, because hospital is not the best place for an elderly person, and helping them to get home safely and to help keep them at home as long as they wanted to be there. So I was developing and commissioning multi-million-pound services. So I had the duality of leading and developing the business plans and overseeing all the commissioned services in relation to that, but also the aspect of being in there and really understanding what was happening with our clients who were using the services. And during my time there as well, I was also head of performance and engagement and community safety. And when I was doing the performance and engagement piece within that, I was leading on their business planning, performance management, quality assurance, equity and diversity. So all the good stuff to make sure businesses are delivering excellence and being profitable and accountable and all that stuff. And I loved it, and I knew I was making a difference, and I was really good at my job, innovating, making change, improving services, and it was exhausting. It was absolutely exhausting. Single mum,
just working all the time. Alf and Mo were barely seeing me, and there just wasn't enough money at the end of the month either. So as I was saying about managing change and going through my own four reconfigurations of services where I had to re-interview for jobs that I was already doing, all that kind of stuff. I got promoted every single time, thankfully, but not often with more money, just more responsibility and more work because they were redesigning services. And alongside that, I started to recognize that I would have used the word at this time. I wouldn't use this word now because I would use different language now, but I would have said I was sensitive. And I really started to notice as I was leading on community safety meetings where we were dealing with heavy stuff, you know, sitting on child safeguarding boards, adult safeguarding boards, domestic homicide boards, reading case studies, the details of what's happened to somebody. And I was psychically picking it up, which isn't fun. And I was thinking, like, what is going on? I can actually, like, I'm in the room with these people as I'm reading this piece of this report. And I was recognizing that not everyone was kind of like me in the room. And of course, I'm leading these meetings as well. So having to kind of navigate that of what's going on in my body as I'm kind of holding the meeting and making sure that we're getting the outcome that's desired to improve the services and to keep people safe. And so I was recognizing that was all going in my body and starting to kind of think, what's going on? And it was happening more and more. And I'll come back to that piece, but alongside that, because it was going along in tandem, I'd been thinking, like, how can I get more out of my life? It's got to be more than this. I'm literally just working to pay the bills. There isn't enough money at the end of the month. There's not enough hours outside to have a life and to see my sons as much as I wanted to. Well, this is just ridiculous. I can't keep doing this for the rest of my life. And it was seeing my father's ill health. He was ill health retired after having many years working in corporate and saying, when I retire, I'm going to do this and that. And there's going to be all these amazing things that I do. And of course, he was ill health retired and didn't get to have the full retirement that he wanted to have. And we never saw him because he was always working. And I suddenly was recognizing that, I seem to be repeating this pattern of what I thought success looked like, you know, busy working all the time. And I'd started to live in the energy of the question, like, I want my own business, but what can it be? And I had no clue to what it was. I wasn't attached to the outcome because I literally didn't know. I've been helping my brother with his music publishing business on all the contract side of things. My brother and sister are very musical. My mum's an opera singer. My brother and my sister have gone down the musician path. And so I was helping my brother with his music publishing business. I was like, yeah, this is it. I need my own business, but what is it going to be? And within about 6 weeks of living in the energy of that question, this opportunity came in for me. And I was like, snapped it up. It was with the network marketing business. Because I was like, this is brilliant. I can fit this in alongside what I'm working. I'm not going to have to commute to London. This means that, you know, I will see Alf and Mo more. Didn't happen yet, I have to say, because my whole master plan was to, you know, have more money and have more time with Alf and Mo. And actually, for a period of time, it just felt like it was going in the opposite direction. There were energy reversals at play. And I was trying to create a new reality with the same thinking without having healed the hidden trauma, without having changed my consciousness. So it's just more hard work, basically. Anyway, after a year, I got to the point where I could reduce my hours at work, which was amazing, and really started to plan out being able to leave. And so I'd made a decision to leave, but there were some things to kind of, you know, put in place so I could do that and keep the roof over my head and all that kind of stuff for my sons. And it all started to come together quite quickly. First up was a lovely big dose of shingles and chronic fatigue, and sleeping for 4 months, and being on sick leave for 6 months, and to really make me wake up and make the change. And it was not lost on me that my father's ill health started with a dose of shingles. And I was like, I'm paying attention, universe. I'm paying attention. And so I started putting things into place much more quickly. And one of these key moments that feels really important to share as part of my awakening and recognizing what was happening was I was running a holistic event with one of my colleagues in the network marketing business, Kate, We were raising money for a friend of hers who had cancer and her young son. And there were these other therapists that we had collaborated with there. So we were doing a presentation. And all through the evening, I kept seeing this woman who was doing pranic healing. She had people lining up, and she was just doing like 10 minutes sort of stress buster sessions. And to my uneducated eye at that point, it looked like she just would be like waving at them. And then they'd get up and go off and go, oh my God, that was amazing. I was like, what is going on over there? Because I could kind of see something was happening, and I know now I could feel the energy, but I didn't know then. And I was like, something's happening over there. And so I went up to her, and it was about 11 o'clock, and I was like, Tara, I'm so sorry, but is there a way that you could just give me 10 minutes? Because I'm just so intrigued. My friend Kate's been raving about this. It's like, what is going on? So she said, right, sit down. So I sat down, had my palms up on my lap, and she stood about 2 meters away from me, maybe a bit more, and started doing her thing. I closed my eyes. And so it just felt like a little meditation. But I felt her move and come over and work on this side of my body, and felt her touch me here. So I was like, oh, okay, fair enough, what's going on? Anyway, when I opened my eyes, she was back over there. I thought she was back over there. But when I said to her, oh, yes, she said, how was that for you? And I said, oh, yeah, I feel lovely, very relaxing. But I felt it when you came over and were doing something here. What were you doing? And she said, I didn't move. And I was like, what do you mean you didn't move? And I told her what I felt. She said, yeah, I did that, but I did it from over there. And I was like, what? And everything just clicked into place. I was like, oh my God, I feel energy. I suddenly had the language for it. So me being me, I immediately just from that session went and trained in everything. In pranic healing, did all their courses and their trainings and advanced trainings, etc. And it was just that kind of light bulb moment, because I was like, I need to understand more of this, and absolutely loved it. And what I recognized with my background in psychology, I was like, but if you blend these two things together, this is going to work so much faster. And so I immediately just started working in a different way, blending what I had been trained in, bringing in my expertise and insights from working with my clients. And I'm a student. I love to learn. I'm studying all the time. And at that time, I also trained in another modality called the energy alignment method, which also uses the sway technique. I know many energy psychology modalities use muscle testing. And I blended how I was working with the sway and with pranic healing and the psychology aspects, and all my experience with working with clients. And what started to happen in this new way that I was working with the balancing the energy healing and the manifesting rituals was I started to almost take off as I was swaying. So I'd be working with clients, like going round and round in circles. I was like, what is going on? And then I realized I was swaying letters. And I had started channeling letters. And so then I was like, okay, hang on a second. This is like playing spiritual hangman. I'm trying to kind of pay attention to the information that I've got coming through. I'm trying to figure out what the hell my body's doing because I'm swaying these letters. I was like, just give me the information. So I still do sway letters. If you're with me one-on-one, I may start swaying around in various ways, but the information just comes through much more quickly, which is fantastic. And the fun thing is that we've noticed within our clients in Helix Method Mastery, what starts to happen with their sway just before the letters start coming through. It's so exciting. So when this started happening, what happened was I was like, okay, I need my next mentor. And I was researching this, and I was shown the Akashic records, and I was living in the energy of the question, show me my person to teach me the Akashic records. And within a few days, they popped into a mastermind that I was in, and they were only in there for like 24 hours. And I saw their post, I read their first post. I was like, there she is, that's it. So I learned the Akashic records, and it brought it all together for me. And I've been teaching and certifying in the Akashic records for over 5 years now. And along this way, I was, evolving how I was working with clients, blending the energetics with the psychology and the Akashics, and new protocols were evolving from my private work one-to-one, and was sharing this in my group programs. And it was through the Akashic records back in, I think it was in 2020, I was showing that my next level of purpose was to teach and train others in what I do. And I was in my own records and showing the path of magic and manifestation, and with images of Isis. And it was literally the night after I had discussed with my coach the launch date of the Helix Method that I woke up to an email from Jenny So I'm going to bring Jenny on because this feels very beautiful timing to bring you on, Jenny. So let me see if I can unmute you and
Hello.
bring you on. Hello. Welcome, lovely. So good to see you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I've got goosebumps every time we hear that story, whether I tell it or you tell it. I'm like, oh.
Do you want to introduce yourself so that everyone gets to know who you are, and then we can dive into, share your side of that story.
Well, my name is Jenny McDonald. I'm known as the Food Freedom Fairy. I do have a wand, and I help women eat cake without feeling guilty and lose weight without dieting. And I met Louisa. Well, my first program with you was the Wealth Portal after completing a 5-day challenge. And I just remember doing that 5-day challenge, and it was one of those things where I kept missing the, I did the first day, and the next day I had something on. Nancy had a school show or something, and I missed it. And I was determined to see these 5 days through and catch up. And I remember being in my living room at like 5 a.m. in the morning the next day, and you introduced muscle testing, and I was swaying, and I was like, oh. And then what I realized is when I started working on the alignment practice, how much I could feel that energy. And it was something that I'd never felt before. And I was like, always kind of, read The Secret, been into the, the energy, the universe. But this was like, okay, this is another level now. I just felt called to listen. Signed up to the Wealth Portal, which was amazing. And it was from there I continued with the manifesting practices, and I was living in the energy of how can I grow my business? What is it I need to do next? And I just got this download of, you need to learn to do this for your clients. You need to help your clients align their energy. And it was like, of course, it's the missing piece of the puzzle. I've got the mindset coaching, I help them with their nutrition, but without the, being able to release the trauma, the beliefs, that their weight keeps them safe, without being able to do all that and align their energy, it was that missing piece. And that was when I emailed Louisa and I said, how do I learn to do what you do? And Louisa replied with, we've manifested each other. I'm just about to announce the Helix method. So I was like, first signed up, count me in. And that's the other side of the story.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It's one of those incredible synchronicity moments, and I just absolutely love how the universe, we were an energetic match at that moment in time. So as you kind of think back to your reason for wanting to do the Helix method, and for saying yes, it'd be great, I think, for people to hear around perhaps thinking about what's been the most beneficial in terms of the training, being part of the community, what's been the big game changers, all those lovely things.
Well, I think the training was amazing because you're training, and obviously everybody's got different reasons for the training, but for me it was for my clients, but then you're working on yourself at the same time. And that's what I really loved, because I was making those energetic shifts whilst also learning how I could share that with everybody else. So it wasn't like I was just going through, a training course. It was like, ABC. It was like you're doing that work on yourself at the same time. I loved being part of the community because we all learn from each other. And sometimes somebody would share something, maybe they were doing a case study, and then it's always this synchronicity where the next day somebody contacts you and says, I just wonder if you could help me with this, and you're like, yes I can, because we talked about that last night. And then there was the moments where you're like something's bubbling up for you and you're not sure, you're like, I've done all the kind of the practice and I can't work it out, and then you just post it in the group, and then Louisa's like on there with a Zoom or a Loom a Zoom or a Loom, and it kind of just talking you through and saying, check in with this is, and you're like, oh yeah, of course I missed that, or there was a block there for me. So I think it's just being fully supported. The amount of information is actually on my to-do list to just literally rewatch everything again, because there is so much to take in. Like any kind of study and any work, any self-development, it's like watching a film, isn't it? You don't see everything the first time. Each time something new is discovered. I watched Home Alone with Nancy, I know, Christmas movie, 2 nights ago, and I was like, I don't remember any of this. Like, I've literally watched that movie, well, I don't know how many times. And I think it's the same, isn't it? When we, to have that access to keep repeating and going back and relearning is also so great as well. So yeah, I loved being part of the Helix method, and coming on the call today and just listening to you, I was like, started making notes myself, because I was like, oh, just reconnecting with you and just feeling that energy and vibe, and reminders of small things that you maybe forget or you're not using as much as you could. So yeah.
Oh, I love it. And that's a really important point. That's the reason why I work with people for so long, over that year. And actually I always welcome everybody to come back after their training at any time, because there's always more evolution, insights and learning people can do as they revisit something. So yeah, you have access, everyone has access to all the content forever, which I think is really important. And we're adding demos that I record with people into the membership site, so that people can have more examples of what to do when, as we've gone on over the years. This is so fantastic. So what has this meant for you now that you are, you're using helixing in your business? You mentioned it in your incredible book. What's it meant for you being able to work in this way?
And so it means that obviously I've got a really unique offering, because there's that many coaches, weight loss mindset coaches. So I've got this unique offering. And one of the reasons it's the Food Freedom Fairy is, I always said, when I met you, I felt like I learned how to do magic. And it was like, how can I find a name that is, it kind of says everything? And that's the fairy bit, it's the magic bit. And because you've also got the various courses that or codes, if you like, that we have within the Helix method, so the wealth codes, the self-love codes and so on, it means I've got an array of kind of tools to pull from, and I do a huge amount of networking, and at networking you're always given opportunities to speak. Now, not everybody in the room has a difficult relationship with food, so to be able to share some energy alignment for business is like, everyone is like, oh my goodness. So that has become my kind of thing. I do a 40-minute talk, introduce the Helix method and the sway testing, and give them a little mini alignment, a sizzling faith activation, and everyone is like, oh, and then I'm getting them to keep in touch, let me know how you're going. And then that, it is bringing people into my world in a really beautiful way, because I'm helping them initially with, just think about your energy towards your business. And then obviously the underlying service is my food freedom services. So it's given me something else to offer. I've done talks for companies like the Mortgage Mums on, which is a franchise of mortgage ladies, mums, on energy alignment. And yeah, for my clients, recognizing what's keeping them stuck in their patterns with their relationship with food has been just life-changing for them. From my weight keeps me safe to not being able to be more successful than somebody else, vows they may have made to stay within, you know, perimeters that have been set for themselves, whether that's by themselves or somebody else. But all of that has just offered just a whole other kind of, you know, part of the business. So yeah, I have a unique offering.
I love it, and congratulations on the impact you're making and all the lives that you're helping. It's phenomenal and a joy to see, Jenny. Any final thoughts in relation to if there's someone here thinking about you know, joining the programs? Do you have any advice or reflections for them?
Just do it. Yeah, just, you know, like I'm a big believer in, you know, we're here, things, you know, land at the right time. So if you're here and you're considering it, then there's a reason for that. And you know, if you're unsure, ask your sway.
I love it. I love it. Clear the resistance first.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Jenny. This has just been a joy to connect, and thank you for sharing your story. Everybody give Jenny some love. Thank you so much. I love it.
Thank you for having me, and good luck with everybody. Feel free to reach out if you've got any questions. You'll find me on all social channels. Trying.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jenny. Sending you lots and lots of love.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Oh, I hope that was useful to hear from Jenny. Thank you so much, Jenny, because I know it takes courage to come and share your story in a live community. And my intention is for everyone to have a, you know, return on investment for their life for life from our program. So do just comment in the chat if you'd like to learn more about any of the programs, and we'll get the details over to you. Or of course, we can hop on a quick call. And remember, if you haven't yet, you can still book your energetic alignment audit with me as part of your Limitless Wealth experience. I'm offering these so that we can tailor what you're learning, and I can help you blast through some hidden blind spots, so you know what to focus on as you're tuning into, you know, the live sessions or the replay. Alrighty, so I wanted to dive into a couple more case studies so that you can start to see and contemplate what might be resonating for you and what could be, you know, helpful in terms of your path to your breakthrough. So let me just grab my slides. That was awesome. I love all the love that's coming for Jenny. Thank you so much, everybody. Alrighty, so let me just dive in and find, here we go. I wanted to share Tina's story here. So we have the beautiful Tina. So Tina is an amazing Akashic Record consultant and health guide, and she's done a lot of mindset work on money before, but when she came to work with me, she hadn't done anything on the energetics. And whilst she was so she worked with me in the Wealth Portal, she discovered some surprising subconscious resistance that she was able to release, and as a result attracted more clients to her, and she ended up tripling her income, which was really, really exciting. And then off the back of that, she then jumped into the Akashic Record certification program, so she was then able to offer Akashic Record readings for her clients. And what stood out for me as her coach was Tina's deeper connection spiritually and huge self-trust that came through, and confidence that came through as a result of this work, which meant that she then had more fulfillment and more joy in her business. We want our businesses to be joyful. They can be fun. We've all done, we don't want to do hard work anymore. We do want to work effectively, of course, and there's times where we'll need to be, you know, be focused on being efficient with our working. But I think that this is a really key aspect of recognizing that the difference that will happen as a result when you move from really focusing onto the deep energetics, your shifts are so much more quickly, and you can start to have those synchronicity moments where you're like, what's going on? And as Jenny said, it does feel like magic, because you become at that energetic match to what you desire. So healing the energetic buffers absolutely changes your energy, which changes your life. Then we have lovely, lovely Joan. And Joan steps into the wealth portal, and I'll just read what she says here because it might be a bit tiny for everybody to see on the screen. So bear with me a second. So she says, this is just her words on the screen. The results of working with Louisa have been miraculous. Before, I was always unconscious with fear and tightness, as if my freaked out baby self was grabbing me to stop taking more risks. In a free one-to-one, excuse me, I won with her. That part of me completely calmed down. And it was a sign to me that I should work with her at some point. Oh, I've been talking too much this week. Bear with me a second. I'll let you read it while I just cough. Alrighty, can everyone see it? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Had to do your own self-reading then. So my reflections from Joan were that she dived into the trainings and watched them all straight away. And she used the framework that I teach, but adapted the language so that it spoke to her subconscious. Does that make sense? How I might say something is going to be so different to how you might say it. So I really just wanted to speak to that because we want it to get into your subconscious. Let me know if that resonates. And for Joan, healing her nervous system pinnacle was massive. She spoke about always being in that flight, fight, and freeze mode. And so being able to change that changed her life. And she had very quick, rapid, fun results. The other person that I wanted to shine the spotlight on was Laura, who was in the Wealth Portal. And during her time together, Laura manifested a new home for her and her family. And we had huge fun celebrating that when that came in. And we were talking about this yesterday, actually, about manifesting through partners. And while she was in the Wealth Portal, her husband got a pay rise. And I love seeing how healing your relationship with money affects your relationship with life. And it really did. Laura just saw everything change around her. Huge dynamics in her family, completely transformed. And Laura was a brilliant client as well because she dove into all the modules. She was really coachable. She asked loads of questions. I always say you can't ask too many questions. And she allowed the breakthroughs to come in different ways that she thought was possible. So my reflection there is to think about how can you be open for it to come in a different way to then the one that you're telling yourself it has to come in. So just take a moment just to reflect on this. And to think about what is resonating for you in terms of that can be part of your breakthrough story. Looking forward to seeing your reflections. Let's see what we've got coming up. I love it. Alrighty, let's see. Perfect. And my hope by sharing everyone's stories and giving you a couple of these examples of these case studies, and we have so many that we could share, is that you embody the belief that you know that you can do this, that your consciousness creates your reality. And this is so empowering. As we know with helixing, we elevate our consciousness, we change our energy, and the results are, they are inevitable. So as your human Wi-Fi calibrates to your desire, you will then experience it in your reality. Alrighty. Who's up for helixing? Alrighty, so we're going to do some helixing, and then I'm going to do the winners of the prize draw. Alrighty, so let's just take a moment to drop down into your body. We're going to start with the higher self invocation. Inviting you to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 8, and to do this 3 times. Bringing your awareness to your soul star chakra. And then affirming to yourself, speaking to all levels of my consciousness, I intend that in the name of divine truth, love and light, let all information come from my higher self and be in alignment with my divine truth for my highest good and the highest good of all. I'm creating a clear channel of communication and manifestation between my subconscious, conscious, and higher self, so they are 100% connected and in perfect alignment, and all working towards my highest path and purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just really notice how that's feeling in your body. Any tingling sensations anywhere. And from this place, we're going to be doing the muscle testing, the energy testing with the sway. And I'm going to invite you to say these phrases out loud. And what we're doing is we're clearing the resistance to having the outcome that you desire. I've been teaching, asking you to dive in, going 3 to 5 layers deep. This is so important so that we improve our accuracy with our muscle testing. So the first one is, I believe I can do it. So that's in relation to your intention, your business. The second one is, I trust myself to fulfill my commitments. I have an energy reversal to do with commitment. I believe I create my reality. I have an energy reversal to creating my reality. Let me know in the comments what you're getting yeses and nos to. Beautiful. Perfect. All right, we're going to do the releasing now. So I'll guide you through the first one and then I'll create some space so you can do the other ones. And you can see on the screen that I've put the acupressure point that you're going to hold whilst you're doing the specific releasing, whichever one you're doing. Alrighty, so holding CV17, that point on your chest, and I'm going to guide you through the first one, and then create some space so you can do a couple of the others. Alrighty, so just taking a nice deep breath, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4, feeling your heart chakra filling up with love. I'm ready to release. I believe I can do it now. I release and delete this from all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. Just taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then saying it twice internally. Noticing the somatic responses as you do this. I'm ready to release. I believe I can do it now. I release and delete this from all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. And then one more time. I'm ready to release. I believe I can do it now. I release and delete this from all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. Noticing how this feels in your body. And then just creating some space. I'll pop some music on so that you can do a couple of the other ones. So just, again, saying it out loud once and then twice internally. So I'm ready to release and insert the phrase across all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. Beautiful. I will come back together in about 30 seconds. Fantastic. Now we are going to move into that section where we're creating the aligned coherence. So I'm going to invite you to do 5 inner rewiring. We'll do it for 30 seconds. I'll give you a heads up on when to move on. And then 1 out loud rewiring. So the first inner rewiring is I believe I can do it. And just really notice how your body responds as you do this. So just to get you set up for success with this, inviting you to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. Allow your heart to come into coherence. Start to fill up with love. And then we're going to start the first one, silently repeating to yourself, I believe I can do it. Beautiful. Moving on to number 2. I trust myself to fulfill my commitments. Moving on to number 3, I am empowered. I create my reality. Beautiful. Moving on to number 4. I'm the kind of person who has business success. Moving on to the 5th one. I love and accept myself completely. Beautiful. We're going to switch it up a little bit now. I'm going to do 1 minute of saying out loud, I'm the kind of person that has, and then say the amount of cash that you're calling in. I'm the kind of person that has 100k cash months, 10k cash months, 20k, whatever it is for you. I allow this across all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome back. And from this space, inviting you to live in the energy of the question. How have large sums of money come to me easily and effortlessly? Just contemplate the question without attachment. Notice what ideas come to you now. You get to take the aligned action. Where can you take one new idea and implement it today? Can you reach out to 5 people, inviting them to take the next step with you, knowing that the universe is going to mirror that you're in action mode and taking aligned action? Know how you're feeling. And if any incredible ideas have come through, do share. We can witness you. Alrighty. And as you're just integrating that, I'd like you to contemplate what your takeaway has been, what your experience of limitless wealth has been so far. Would you recommend limitless wealth to a colleague? And then we're going to do our winners of our prize draw. So for everyone who's completed the survey, we did a survey draw. Oh, awesome, finding some deep stuff. That's the thing, that's why I always say go 3 to 5 layers deep, because if you muscle test, particularly like decision making, you just ask one question, you're likely just to be getting a response in relation to resistance if you only ask it in one isolation. So we want to go 3 to 5 layers deep. Awesome. So we've got the draw for the survey and then the draw for, I'm calling it the Go Giver. So we put everyone's names into the draw for who had either shared on social media or had invited their friends and their friends had joined the group. And got their name into the, you know where we asked when you entered the group, well, you were introduced by someone, so we popped all the names into the draw. Alrighty. Are you ready? Let's see who the winner is. Okay, so we have on the slides here. Oh, fantastic, your headache's gone. Brilliant. Oh, I can't wait to read all your comments. If there's any questions in there that I haven't read yet, picked up, please do pop them in the Facebook group and I will circle back and answer them tonight for you. Alrighty, so let's see. Da, 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 da. The winner of the 45-minute session with me is, so for the survey is Grace Cheng. So congratulations, Grace. And then the Go Giver one is Adele Michael. Congratulations, Adele. I know many of you met Adele earlier this week when she came to share her story on Wednesday last week, I think it was. So we'll be in touch to get the links you can book in relation to that. Oh, this is so exciting, seeing your comments. Alrighty, and just to give you a heads up again, we have our bonus session on Thursday, and they said Friday then. Friday we're on a plane to the UK, so that's not going to work. Thursday, 1 o'clock, British summer time. So it's an hour earlier than to what we have normally been meeting this week. On the 19th of September, we'll be diving into breaking barriers and overcoming 6 energetic blocks to receiving. So we're going to dive into all of that. And just as a reminder, our time-sensitive savings for the Inner Circle and the Helix Method expire tonight at midnight Pacific time. Of course, you're welcome to come and join us after this time, but I just wanted to give you a heads up about the time-sensitive savings. Just let us know in the comments if you want the link to check them out, or you can send myself or Moses a DM or email clientcare@louisahavers.com if you'd like to have the link for the programs. Fantastic. And a huge welcome to Joyce, who's joining us in the circle. So excited. We have Katie joining us as well, Sam, Adele, Gina, Carolyn, Kristen, are all joining us in the circle. So we'd love to have you come and join us in the inner circle if you're leaning towards it. Margaret's just joined us for the Helix Method certification. Katie's doing the Helix Method certification as well. And so let me know if you are in so that we can celebrate with you. And it will be my honor to be your mentor. And we'll leave the room open so you can grab the links, and we will pop the link to book in an energetic alignment audit. If you haven't filled out the survey, you're still welcome to fill out the survey as well. So we'll just leave the room open for a moment whilst you're gathering your thoughts in relation to all the bits that you need. Oh, fantastic. Oh, good. You got the email with the details. Brilliant. Brilliant. I'm so grateful to connect with each and every one of you. I will just let our clients have the last word and play a little video with it. And I will see you all on Thursday.
So I've been struggling with money for a long time. And this is the piece that I hadn't worked on, is the energetics. There's a lot of mindset stuff I've done with it, and a lot of sort of self-analyzation and free stuff. And I've been in a couple of money programs, but they're all cerebral. So, I need to get out of the head and come into my heart, as well as the energetics. And the more and more I'm doing the energy work, I know the value of it and how important it is and how powerful and potent it is. So it's subconscious stuff we're not even aware of. And it really helps release a lot of that.
My relationship with wealth and money was so important in the progression of my business, because if I didn't change that, my business was never going to grow. It would reach a level and it would be okay, but it actually wouldn't give me what I really wanted, which is freedom. Freedom is like the massivest thing for me, having the freedom to choose what I want, when I want it, and how I want my life to be. What I love as well is because I know everything you teach inside that program you use, and because it's working with energy, but it's also, I love the way you coach through it as well. So you bring in all of your, yes, we have the energy techniques, but you bring in your coaching skills. You bring in your ability to laser in on what's really going on.
After a little bit, I took the Aligned Money, the masterclass. And with those 5 days already, out of a sudden, I had money coming in. And it was just like, whoa, okay. And like, honestly, when I started, you know, I've got scientific background, and I was like, yeah, no, sure, whatever. This is, you know, this is a little bit woohoo. But I decided to just do it, you know, do the 5 days. And honestly, I just became aware of like so much money that I had, and new money was coming in. And so I decided to do to join the Wealth Portal.
From doing the Wealth Portal, that's completely changed. That fear of poverty, that fear of lack is no longer there. I trust. And by doing the activations, by following your framework, I know at any time I can shift into another gear. And if I want to go out, right, I'm selling this. I know I can do it because I follow your framework. I follow your guidance. So yeah, Wealth Portal, love it. It's just the most incredible container.
Well, I tripled my income. It was so exciting. Trust the process and release whatever's there. And And I've realized I don't have to know the how or the why. It happened. And then I was attracting energy clients to me out of the blue, and it was like, okay, not sure what's going on, and but I'm so grateful. So it was so exciting. And then the second month in it, I doubled the income, and it's just been great.
It's inspired by what you've created.
It's really been so helpful to have like this whole program to dig and to get your advice and to see what others are coming up with. I mean, that was a big thing for me in the program as well.
Jump in the programs. They work.